Greetings, one and all. This is Derek, with the owner and founder and lead teacher at Denver Yoga Underground, here to share a broad overview of our upcoming 300-hour training. I'll share a bit about our values, whether this is a good fit for you or not, possibly, and as well as the content of the program. Our programming at large is more holistic in nature. We look at yoga as a dynamic and holistic system that includes asana, certainly, pranayama, meditation, bandha, mudra, as well as guiding philosophy. Asana is regarded as a means to a much larger end, as are the other methodologies. It has its rightful opponent and appointed and proportional space in the program. It's taught throughout, and our dominant presentation is holistic in nature. The 300-hour program is 8 months long and divided into 5 distinct content modules, which I'll get into here shortly. But first, let's assess if this is really a good fit for you, if our values mesh. I want you to get the most out of this. I want to, have a kind of reciprocal understanding about our study. To begin with, people do this just as a student, as well as because they want to be a teacher, and there's some crossover or variance somewhere in between those two things as well. It's suitable for both. There are portions of the program, when we get into the modules, where there are dedicated practicums that the students will teach. Is this a good fit? So you'll want a few years under your belt as a practitioner. I think that's fair and necessary to move into teaching, advanced teaching and advanced study. I'd mention our holistic nature. This isn't such a good fit if you're interested in asana or yoga asana as just a fitness system, or you want strictly a biomechanical perspective. We do go over anatomy, a good deal of anatomy and physiology. That's important to know as teachers and practitioners, more so as teachers. And it's not, the diehard emphasis of our program. Again, more holistic in nature. Briefly, our nutshell synopsis of our values. We could say yoga is more than the poses. It's about developing your character, your temperament, your capacity for insight as a more and more self-realized human being. Of course, this rubs off and spreads into your environment and your relationships and communication. This is the dynamic milieu and greater evolution of the yoga process. And the good news is there's means by which we can bring out our deeper potentials. There's a number of descriptive words here laid out in bullet points that point to that same idea, as well as the kind of as a place of learning, the climate of our classroom and how we value respect and honesty and dedicated effort. It's not easy to take on a program of this scale. It's going to require some dedication. Get the blessings of the people in your life to, before deciding to sign up, not after. Q&A, fairly self-explanatory. Go ahead and have a moment there. Warming up for the breakdown of the modules. 5 distinct content modules broken down over 8 months. Each one is like a crafted block. So, for example, number 1 is about a foundation. So we come together as a body of students, have similar foundational teachings. Again, you can see the bullet points there. Deeper craft of teaching. So we lay down some fundamental teaching skills. That'll be throughout. As I mentioned, we have practicums about every module. Samkhya is a theoretical map that underlies many different yoga systems. I think it's a fine place to start to get a kind of read on the important terms and language and concepts that show up elsewhere in more illustrious ways. Prana, we probably all heard that word, but what does that really mean? This is a detailed breakdown of prana as a means of transformation, as indicated in a variety of hatha yoga methods, whether it be asana or pranayama meditation or bandhas or shatkarma for that matter. Winter break, hello, Grace, 1 month. We meet every other week. I'll get into that here shortly. Yoga Sutras, you could think of this as like the meditative science arm of the yoga system. Detailed. Most people know Yoga Sutras as Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs. Here we go into it in far greater depth than that. And there's, of course, throughout this, there's always enjoined practices. So theory and practice should go hand in hand with one another, in addition to teaching skills as well. So theory, practice, teaching skills, getting those things to line up and all support one another so you can continue to share the good. Tantric science. Tantra means has several definitions, including limitless and a loom. It's a synthesis of different teachings. That's one aspect of it. There's an empowerment dimension. Jeremy Wolf will be coming through here, Yoga Nidra. There'll be a Yoga Nidra unit here, as well as other units. There's a restorative unit. There's a trauma-sensitive unit. There's a prenatal unit, like really brass-tack stuff for teachers and practitioners. Bonus-y stuff. Calendar I mentioned. It's every other weekend. Deep dive, kind of retreat type of format. Every other weekend. So week on, week off, week on, week off. And I'd mentioned that winter recess break there. Breakdown of our pricing. There's a standard tuition, generous early bird discounts, paid attention to the date there, including a pay in full discount, so another $100 off. You could just put a deposit down and submit the balance 30 days before our start, or a payment plan, which costs $100 there. Again, you can see these numbers laid out on the site. Guarantee, so if it's not jiving for you after the first couple of weeks, we can talk, minus your deposit. And here's where you enroll, right? Follow this button, or there's another version of this. Hello. Okay, so under teaching, there's an apply now button that comes up. Were I to push it, but I don't want to throw us off the rails. And I'm available, so feel free to send me an email. Under Contact Us, you'll see, you can get in touch with me there in other ways as well. So again, next step, either talk to me or enroll here. Or if you want to check out one of our events and take a class from me, that's another option here as well. Blessings on the path, my friends. Peace, peace, peace. Let me know if this works for you. Happy to talk. Ciao.